Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next reaction to Season 5 of Supernatural. Last episode that we watched was Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, which introduced us sort of to Death, a horseman. We didn't get to meet him, but we got to see some of his powers where he raids some people back from the dead in the small town, and it all turned out it was to do with getting to Bobby, because he was the one that was helping Sam and Dean say no. Being Bobby, he's like a moral support for them, and they were trying to break that. It was really interesting. I had some really emotional moments, especially because one of the ways they targeted Bobby was by bringing his wife back from the dead that he'd killed when she was possessed and then cremated. And yeah, she was back, and he was like trying to live a normal life with her, as was like the Sheriff Jody with her son, and all these people that were so happy to see these people back from the dead, all the time knowing that it probably wasn't right. Especially Bobby knew it wasn't right, and also knew it was part of the apocalypse, but he obviously didn't want to let his wife die again. So that's some really emotional stuff, and I'm excited for when they eventually introduce Death, because they've been teasing it quite a while now. He got brought up in the mid-season finale episode, was it 9 or 10, when Joe and Ellen died. We got to see, obviously Death came up at the end, and he was obviously in the last episode, or at least talked about, and his effects were seen. So I'm excited for when we eventually get to meet him, so they are teasing him quite a bit at this point. We've only got 7 episodes left, so let's jump into the final few episodes of the season. This episode is called The Dark Side of the Moon. Now, I know that's a Pink Floyd album, Dark Side of the Moon. I know it's a level in Super Mario Odyssey, but when I did a bit of Googling, it mainly comes up with a Pink Floyd album, but it also says it references something kind of ominous, mysterious, you know, the side of the moon that doesn't get sunlight, very dark and mysterious. So I don't really have any guesses of what it's about, just something related to the apocalypse. I absolutely have no idea what to guess from that title, so let's jump into it to find out. If you enjoyed the video, please leave some comments down below, let me know what your thoughts are, subscribe to my channel if you're not already. If you want to watch the full reaction to this episode, there's a Patreon link in the description box below, where for you guys on YouTube, there'll also be an extra few episodes in advance as well. Let's jump into Season 5, Episode 16 of Supernatural, The Dark Side of the Moon. Starting with Dean. I always find it ominous when, oh god, we start an episode with Sam or Dean.
Looking for this?
Hi. Who are you?
Is that you, Roy?
Roy.
It is, isn't it? Which makes you Walt. Oh, you Walt?
You think you can flip the switch on the apocalypse? Just walk away, Sam?
Oh, the hunters.
Who told you that?
We ain't the only hunters after you. See you in the next life.
Hear me out. I can explain, okay? Please.
I mean, it makes sense to get rid of Sam as a hunter, because he's Lucifer's vessel.
Stay the hell down.
Okay. Not what I expected.
Shoot him.
Killing Sam was right, but Dean...
He made us, and we just snuffed his brother, you idiot. You want to spend the rest of your life knowing Dean Winchester's on your ass? Because I don't.
Hell no.
Go ahead, Roy, do it.
He's going to do it, and this episode's going to be weird. What's going on? I feel weird.
Warn you.
I don't like it.
When I come back, I'm gonna be pissed. Let's get this show on the road.
Come on already.
Okay. I did say it's weird when an episode starts with Sam and Dean. Even more so when an episode starts with Sam and Dean getting killed. So are we in the afterlife now? This is going to be a weird episode. I can tell already. It's going to be trippy. Yes.
Sorry?
Yes, it
Come on,
is.
let's go.
Hey.
Weird dream? I remember this.
It's a memory.
4th of July, 1996.
Dad would never let us do anything like this. Thanks, Dean. This is great.
Why do I have a feeling there's going to be something really emotional is going to happen in this one?
You gotta stop poking around in my dreams. I need some me time.
Listen to me very closely. This isn't a dream.
Then what is it?
Deep down, you already know.
You did. The annoying thing is, like I said, from a hunter's point of view, it makes 100% sense to get rid of Sam and Dean. Because Sam, because he's a vessel for Lucifer, which will start the apocalypse. Dean, because he would come for your ass.
How did I get to heaven?
Please listen. This spell, this connection, it's difficult to maintain.
Wait, if I'm in heaven, then where's Sam?
What do you see? For you, it's a road. Follow it, Dean. You'll find Sam. Follow.
Okay, interesting. I am very intrigued by what's going on.
Stephanie over here just can't seem to stop talking about you.
Dad, shut up.
I know he would have been younger at the time if this is one of Sam's memories, but
Just
it still feels weird.
Dean? How are we in heaven?
all that clean living, I guess.
Doing a lot of good stuff.
Okay,
A lot of bad stuff.
you...
But a lot of good
I
stuff.
get, sure. But me? Maybe you haven't noticed, but I've done a few things.
You thought you were doing the right thing.
Last I checked, it wasn't the road to heaven that was paved with good intentions.
Yeah, well.
Well, maybe that's what heaven is, a place where you relive your greatest hits.
Wait, so playing footsie with Braceface in there, that's a trophy moment for you?
Dean, I was 11 years old. This was my first real Thanksgiving.
What are you talking about? We had Thanksgiving every year.
We had a
A real
bucket of
one,
extra
though.
crispy, and Dad passed out on the couch.
Right,
This.
this is heaven. Something spooky's about to happen though. It's all is not as it appears to be.
We should,
Yeah, definitely.
Cass!
I can hear you.
It's like a Doctor
Yes.
episode.
Hey, so I found Sam, but something just happened.
Whatever
There
you
was this
do,
weird beam of light.
Don't
Blink.
go into the light.
Okay, thanks, Carol Ann. What was it?
Not what, who? Zachariah.
Zachariah.
You can't say yes to Michael and Lucifer if you're dead. So Zachariah needs to return you to your bodies.
Great, problem solved.
No, you don't understand. You're behind the wall. This is a rare opportunity.
For what?
You need to find an angel. His name is Joshua.
Hey,
Joshua.
man, no offense, but we are kind of
Joshua?
ass full of angels, okay? You find
Joshua.
I
them.
can't.
I used to have one of these when I was a kid.
That was the road?
I think I used to have one of them as well.
I guess.
Oh. Creepy. But awesome.
Bit trippy, right?
Yeah. Apparently, you love hugs.
Oh.
Shut up.
I love hugs. Oh, they're gonna show us Mary again. Oh no. Oh no.
Hey, Dean.
Hi.
Dean, we should go. Keep looking for the road.
I know. Just give me a minute, okay?
Dean.
Sam, please, 1 minute. Mom and Dad were fighting, and then he moved out for a couple days.
Dad always said they had the perfect marriage.
It wasn't perfect until after she died.
Fine, then don't.
That was a really dark statement. It wasn't perfect till after she died. Oh my god.
What happens next?
I mean, I get it. That just feels really morbid.
It's okay, Mom. Who
Oh.
loves you?
Oh. Oh no.
I love you too. I'll never leave you.
I just never realized how long you've been cleaning up Dad's messes.
John is has all the comments say, what is it they call it? John's grade A parenting, something like that. Just let me know exactly what it is in the comments.
No way. Bones!
It
Hey,
sounds
come here.
college
Hey.
dog.
Bones?
Yeah. Bones was my dog.
This is a good memory for you?
Yeah. I mean, I was on my own for 2 weeks. I lived off of Funyuns and Mr. Pibb.
And you had a dog.
Wow.
What?
Well, you don't remember, do you? You ran away on my watch.
Oh.
I looked everywhere for you. I thought you were dead. And when Dad came home,
Knowing how John treated him, it makes sense to me that Sam would be happy away from all that.
This is the night you ditched us for Stanford, isn't it? This is your idea of heaven? Wow.
Can you blame
It's like
him?
one of the worst nights of my life.
I can't control this stuff.
Seriously? I mean, this is a happy memory for you?
I don't know. I mean, I was on my own. I finally got away from Dad.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one you got away from.
Dean, I'm sorry. I just...
No, I know, you didn't think of it like that.
Dean.
Come on, your heaven is somebody else's Thanksgiving. Okay? It's bailing on your family. What do you want me to say?
I just don't look at family the way you do.
Yeah, but I'm your family.
I know.
I mean, we're supposed to be a team. It's supposed to be you and me against the world, right?
Dean, it is.
There's so much to
Go.
unpack, I guess, like between their mental states, what they see as happy memories. It's really interesting. It does feel like
Guys, come on. You
running
can
from
run,
angels
but you
is
can't
just
run.
pointless exercise, but
Hurry! This way.
is that Joshua? Oh, it's Ash.
Buenos dias, bitches.
What's he doing here?
Ash?
Welcome to my blue heaven.
When the angels jumped us, we were...
Your heaven.
So there are two heavens.
No, more like 100 billion, so no worries. It'll take them angel boys a minute to catch up.
Weird.
So you gotta stop thinking.
Weird.
Heaven is one place.
So everybody gets a little slice of paradise.
Pretty much. Few people
Okay.
share, special cases, whatnot.
It's nice to see Ash again, though.
Oh, you know.
It was a shame he got killed off the way he did.
Soulmates. I heard that you were up. Of course I had to come find you. Again.
Again?
This ain't the first time you've been here. I mean, you boys die more than anyone I've ever met.
True.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember.
I mean, have you found anybody else? Ellen and Joe?
Ellen and Joe are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few months now. Sorry.
They went down fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the end.
Hey,
Pamela.
Pam.
Nice to see you boys again.
With eyes. I've always liked her. She was great.
So this is how you get around up here?
More or less. It's just awesome and fun to have an application, a practical application for string theory.
That's for getting me killed. You told me I was going someplace better.
That was lying.
You were right. My heaven, it is one long show at the Meadowlands. It's amazing. You should see it.
Spending eternity trapped in your own little universe while the angels run the show, that's lonely. You know, that's not Nirvana, that's the Matrix.
I don't know. Attic's still better than the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
What happens if you play ball with him? Worst case.
a lot of people die.
And then they come here. That really so bad? So watch your ass.
I know I will.
And Dean?
Gentlemen. I don't mean to be a downer or anything, but, I'm sure I'll see you again soon.
Well, keep a 6 on ice for us.
Honey, why are you up?
Oh God. She's in that.
Look, I'm sorry. I love
Outfit.
you. But you're not real.
Then how about I tell you my nightmare, Dean? The night I burned.
Sammy, let's get out of here.
Don't you walk away from me. I was shackled to you. Look what it got me. The pain, well,
What can you say about your skin bubbling off? But the smell was so... You know, for a second I thought I left a pot roast burning in the oven.
Gross.
But it was my meat. At least I was away from you.
Don't like it. Not true, Dean.
Everybody
Don't
leaves
listen.
you, Dean. You noticed? Mommy, Daddy,
Sam.
even Sam.
Don't listen
Ever ask
to
yourself
it.
why? Maybe it's not them.
You son of a bitch.
You know, I'd say the same thing about you, Sam, but I have actually grown quite fond of your mother. Or at least the blessed memory of her.
Oh no. Oh no. Please. None of that.
In heaven, I have 6 wings and 4 faces, one of which is a lion. You see this
Cool.
because you're
6 wings, 4 faces.
limited. I'd walk these halls and people would avert their eyes! I had respect! And then they assigned me you. Now look at me. I can't close the deal on a couple of pathetic flannel-wearing maggots. Everybody's laughing at me. And they're right to do it.
We'll say maybe it's the way you do it.
Say yes, don't say yes, I'm still gonna take it out of your asses. And the last person in the history of creation you want as your enemy is me. And I'll tell you why. Lucifer may be strong, but I'm petty.
That's a good line.
Sir?
This is Joshua,
I'm in a
right?
meeting.
I'm sorry. I need to speak to those two.
You're very strong, man. Maybe petty. I love that line.
Excuse me?
It's a bad time. I know.
You don't get to insist jack squat.
No, you're right. But the boss does. His orders.
It's Joshua.
You're lying.
Wouldn't lie about this. And you know how he is with that whole wrath thing.
They do a really good job of casting these angels. So whether like they seem like nice people when they want to be, but can turn on a dime and be really intimidating.
We need to speak to him. It's important. Where is he?
On Earth?
Doing what?
I don't know.
Do you know where on Earth?
No, sorry. We don't exactly speak face to face.
I'm sorry, I don't get it. God's not talking to nobody, so...
So why is he talking to me?
Yeah.
I sometimes think it's because I can sympathize. Gardener to gardener. And between us, I think he gets lonely.
Oh, my
That
heart's
makes
breaking
sense.
for him.
He knows already. Everything you want to tell him.
But...
He knows what the angels are doing. He knows that the apocalypse has begun. He just doesn't think it's his problem.
Not his problem.
God saved you already. He put you on that
On
plane.
a plane, yeah.
He brought back Castiel. He granted you salvation in heaven, and after everything you've done too. It's more than he's intervened in a long time.
I mean, when you put it like that,
You could drive yourself nuts asking questions like that.
So he's just gonna sit back and watch the world burn?
I know how important this was to you, Dean. I'm sorry.
Forget it. Just another deadbeat dad with a bunch of excuses, right? So what now?
You go home again. I'm afraid this time won't be like the last. This time, God wants you to remember.
it's one of those things that, I mean, people have argued it for years and years. One of the big arguments about religion is if God's so powerful and this person who cares, all that jazz, why does he let bad things happen? I mean, they're just lucky they got God on their side because they were dead. Dead.
You all right?
Maybe Joshua was lying.
Joshua.
I don't think he was, Cass. I'm sorry.
He
You son of a bitch.
It's got really hard for
I
Castiel.
believed in.
I really feel for him.
I don't need this anymore.
For the amulet. But that's going to come into play at some point. They wouldn't have introduced that storyline with the amulet and how important it is.
Worthless.
No, it's not.
Cash.
Unless it's going to be used at some point.
Wait, you and me. We'll find it.
No. Oh. Okay, guys, that was my reaction to Supernatural Season 5, Episode 16, Dark Side of the Moon. And that was quite trippy. I do like episodes of any shows. Supernatural done quite a few at this point, where it's like in dreams or in alternate universes, or just, you know, like when places change behind them and the cameras turn around and things have moved and they're going through different, like say the dream episode and things like that. I really enjoy that because it is very trippy and you never know what to expect and what you're going to see next, and quite often that's a good excuse to bring characters back. Like we saw in this one, we got to see Ash and Pamela again, and Mary. It was good to see Ash. We didn't get to spend a lot of time with him in Series 2. He was kind of killed off towards the end, and it was such a shame because he had like a lot of potential and he was really good at like the technology. But I guess whilst it was sad that he died, I don't really miss him because we didn't get to spend a lot of time with him. But it was really nice to see him again. I like the actor. The things I've seen him in, I've always liked the actor. I think he's quite likeable and it was good to see him. Pamela, loved her when she was in it. Really sad that she died because I liked her character and how openly flirty she was and would say what's on her mind and not give a shit. When it came towards like her attraction towards the boys and whatnot. Nice to see them again. And it's always good to see Mary. I mean, every time, like I said in the episode, that she's on the show, it makes me sad because I know how her story ends with her being bent on that ceiling. But it's also nice to see her because she always comes across so warm and caring, and she's got this nice quality about her, especially when you can contrast it with John and how he was with him growing up. I know people have argued in the comments in my videos before about John did everything he could. He was a good dad in that he tried to do this, but there's also like a big side of the argument which I fall into, which was he did try and protect them, yes, but he was a terrible parent. And I guess it's just really difficult, and it's sad to see scenes like when we saw Mary on the phone to John, she's like, but you've been away, you've been away from your sons. And then Dean went over and like gave her a hug. And, oh, so cute. Yeah, it's always nice to see Mary, and it just plays on your heartstrings because she's like lovely, lovable mother figure. We've seen her obviously when she was younger, when she was more of a hunter, she was a badass, and then we saw her as a mother when she's so warm and lovely. And we just know that every time it's going to end with her on that ceiling being burned alive, and it's not nice to think about, really. There was a lot of interesting things in this episode to unpack about what dreams, memories they showed us, and what that meant. So, like for Dean, one of his memories was spending time with Sam in that field when they set off the fireworks, which was a really cute moment, and then spending some time with his mum, and it was all based around his immediate family. Now, that was obviously really contrasted with Sam's memories, that a lot of his happiest memories have nothing to do with his family. It's actually quite interesting that his memories were being away from the family. And I totally get why Dean was upset by that, because he's like, we are your family. Why aren't all your memories about us? Obviously, we only saw a couple, but that's where I felt really sorry for Dean because family is so important to him. That if all his memories that we saw were like Sam, Mary, and whatnot, and being close to them, having nice times with them, and that shows the importance of family to him. But that's why he's never fully understood, it feels like, Sam's mindset and how things were for Sam growing up, and how he had a bad relationship with John. He didn't want this life, and even I don't think Dean really wanted this life either. But Sam actively left this life and led a happy time in college with Jess and his friends and had a great time. So it makes a lot of sense to me as well why a lot of his good memories are away from that. Like, one of his favourite memories was when he spent 2 weeks alone in that place with the dog. It was so cute. Just eating junk food. And he's like, how can this be a good memory for you? You ran away from us and you left us for 2 weeks and we searched for you. But that's where, like, they don't communicate very well because they don't understand each other's mental states and how things were for each other. Sam doesn't understand that was an awful time for Dean. Dean doesn't understand why that would be a great time for Sam because he's away from all the demons and the monsters and the shooting and just doing his own thing for 2 weeks with a dog. Dogs make everything better, which is why these characters are so flawed and so interesting to me, and how I struggle in the comments where people like so fall on one side and everything's this person's fault, everything's that person's fault, or they just don't. These characters they're both so flawed and they don't communicate well. But it makes it really interesting viewing that we are seeing their best memories and how different they are. From Dean, who's like the hardened, he hides all his emotions away and keeps it all bottled up. His best memories are about family and being with his mum, being with his brother. Sam, who's usually quite outwardly emotional at times, at least he has been in the past, and likes to talk about things and spend time with his brother, and I don't want to leave. And just like he's more kind of talks about things and can be quite more of an emotional person. His best memories are being away from his family because that's where he found comfort and where he didn't have to maybe worry about things and didn't have to worry about that life. And I think I get it. I totally get it from both the points of view. I get why Dean's memories are with family, why Sam's memories are not, and why that would be such a happy moment for them. Like Sam's Thanksgiving memory was with a family that wasn't his. He was just with his girl's family. And Dean was like, but we had Thanksgivings. How can this be your best one? But Sam was like, yeah, we were in a motel eating fried chicken while Dad was asleep drunk. That's not a good memory. But for Dean, that probably is a good memory because it was spending time with his brother. You know? It's so complex. And you could probably dissect this for hours. And I'm not going to because I'm not educated enough to do that. I don't have the right qualifications to go into all the mental states of why these boys see these memories. But I don't think either of them are right or wrong for having a different sort of memory. And I don't think they should be angry with each other for it. They should just try and understand each other's point of view, which they're never going to fully, let's be honest, because these boys are complex, frustrating, lovable, but again frustrating because they just, their mindsets are so different at the best of times, and they don't seem to try and understand it from other people's point of view. I guess that's what it is. Like I said, Sam doesn't try and understand, like with that 2 weeks thing, why that was so hard for Dean. But Dean doesn't understand why that was so good for Sam, and it's what makes them such great characters and makes it so interesting to watch when they do these kind of things, because it really does show you, whilst they are brothers and they do support each other and they are fighting to the death and trying to stop the apocalypse, how different their mindsets are at times as well. And it would be boring if they had the same mindset. Like if their memories were all just the same things, it would be boring. It wouldn't make them as interesting characters. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode for that. It really did highlight some really interesting things, and it makes total sense with the characters that we've known for these 4.5 years, almost 5 years at this point. I say years, seasons. Yeah, loved all that stuff, and I really enjoyed seeing Zachariah again. He's quite an interesting character to me in that he's not likeable really, but I like his performance and I like watching him. But he isn't a nice character, and like I said, he had that line which I thought was awesome, which was, I'm going to lose it now, I'm going to get it wrong, but basically he said something along the lines of, Lucifer may be powerful, but I'm petty. And I loved that. I love that because it's like, I'm not saying I'm the most powerful person in the world, but I'm a petty ass bitch and I'm going to try and make your life hell. And I like that because it's so cliche and all these things. He's strong, but I'm stronger, or whatnot. But he's saying, like, I might not be the most powerful person in the entire universe, whatever, most powerful angel, but I'm a petty bitch and I'm going to come for you. And I thought that was perfect, and that fit Zachariah perfectly because, like he said, like the boys have, through trying to get the boys to say yes and do the apocalypse stuff, the angels have lost respect for him. They don't fear him like they used to, and people used to look away from me when I was in a room. Like they used to avert their gaze, but now they don't do that kind of stuff. I mean, a huge part of that from seeing it is possibly like the way he goes about things isn't the most. He's not good with people. So if you want to get Sandy to say yes, he's definitely gone about it the wrong way. But he has done some really interesting things that worked, like with the one last season where they were in the office. It's a Terrible Life. That did a good way of showing Dean that's what their destiny is. That's what they're destined to do. You know, he does some really powerful, interesting things. But I'm very excited to see what they do with him moving forward. If he gets petty and childish and how he tries to mess with them, I think that's so interesting. But that also led on to us to meeting Joshua. Yeah, I really liked his character and how he kind of held himself and the way he spoke, and it was very calm. But like with Zachariah, he could show that he can be quite intimidating, just with a slight inflection of his tone and the look in his eye. And it was interesting. So God wants them to back off. Like, I'm not going to get into a whole theological, religious debate about God and how, because I know I've got religious people that watch my stuff, and I don't want to say anything that's going to offend anybody or say the wrong thing, because I don't know. But I know it's a big common debate amongst people, which is if God is real, how can he let these bad things happen? Like Dean was saying, why is God just letting the apocalypse happen? Why is he not getting involved? We don't really know, and that's just one of those things that religious people who are very devout just accept. We don't know why he does what he does. He works in mysterious ways, and he's got his reasons. And I wish I had that kind of belief that I could just accept that. But I'm more on Dean's side, which is like, so much bad things happen, so many bad things happen in the world. I don't fully understand why someone who is that powerful would let it happen. But again, it's just all just that everyone's got a different opinion and everyone's got a lot to say. I'm not going to get into that debate. I don't want to have that debate here. I just want to watch an episode of Supernatural and enjoy it. But it's interesting to know that God knows everything that's going on. He's on Earth, and he's just choosing not to get involved. So from the lore of the show, and that God is real, and he's on Earth, and he knows about it, and he's just choosing not to stop it. That's very interesting as well, because if he doesn't want to stop it, but the boys can hopefully stop it, like, what does that mean? I don't know. I do think at some point we are going to meet God eventually. I do think that amulet surely has got to be important, because it seems odd that they would introduce it in the one episode, not talk about it, have it introduced again, and then it just was like, no, it's not important, let's put it in the bin. I can't see that being the end of it. I mean, maybe because we've had like the character from, I think it was episode 6 maybe, that boy who was so powerful, the one who was making all those like toy things come to life, the jokes. I know from the comments, because I asked, that he doesn't come back into it, but he seemed like such a powerful, important character, and now he's not come back into it. So maybe the amulet is just nothing now. It felt like it was going to be something more important. If nothing else, I'm surprised Dean got rid of it, unless I'm mistaken, because it was the one that Sam gave him. It seems, but maybe that's part of his anger with Sam, that this was like a great memory for me. For you, it's probably not a good memory. So now that's starting to make a lot more sense in my head now, why he probably got rid of it. Other than the fact that it's to do with God, and he doesn't want anything to do with that, because he doesn't like God. Also, after seeing Sam's memories and his memories, seeing how different they are, it's probably put a sour taste in his mouth. And yeah, Dean's in a really tough place at the moment, because he's given up a lot of hope, all hope, almost, practically. And now knowing God's not getting involved, Sam had all these memories, and like the demon said, you know, everyone seems to leave you. Why do you think that is? Maybe it's not them, maybe you're the problem. That's going to play on his head, and I don't think that's because of him. Mary died because of obviously the deal with Yellow Eyes, but Sam left because of didn't want that life, because of his relationship with John. John left because he made the deal. It all goes back to Yellow Eyes, let's be honest. So yeah, really complex, and I think it's going to be a tough one emotionally moving forward. I'm excited to see where it goes as we move towards the finale. What's going to happen, I don't know, but it's not going to be good. But I'm excited to see if Zachariah comes back, if he comes back, when he comes back, and how petty he becomes. As always, my name is Scott. I hope you guys are well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe. If you enjoyed the video, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the reaction, the episode, and what your thoughts are on everything that transpired. All right, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of Supernatural. Bye, guys. Stay safe, and have a good evening.